Last year, I reviewed the video game Ratchet and Clank, and I was going to try to follow that up with sequels and didn't get to them. But now I'm going to make it up to y'all. Get ready as I review the second installment of the original Ratchet and Clank series, Going Commando. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers. Welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to as the Big D, back again with a new video game review. That's right, it's been some time since I last reviewed a video game or so, and this time I've decided to go ahead and give y'all one. And well, it's the follow up to a pretty cool game that I tried on my last few years of PlayStation 2. Anyway, and it's a game that features a certain character known as a Lombax along with his little friend of a robot. And believe me, this is really cool. And after it had been some time after they had defeated Chairman Drek in the end of their first adventure, they are prepared for an even bigger adventure. So now, without further ado, I bring to you Ratchet and Clank Going Commando. Ratchet and Clank Going Commando is a 3D platform adventure game published by Sony Computer Entertainment America and developed by Insomniac Games. Pardon that. It grew out so big on my tablet. Apologies. It was released on the PlayStation 2 in 2003, a year after its predecessor. Now, the game got released in November 2003 on the 11th, and in PAL regions, let's see, a week and a half later. Anyway, now this time we have now David K. reprises his role as Clank, while James Arnold Taylor, who the following year would voice the Flamehead Kid and guinea pig of his Brainiac redheaded twin sisters experiments, Johnny Test, did the voice of Ratchet instead of Mikey Kelly. Anyway, this time around, Ratchet and Clank are joined by a newcomer, Angela Cross, as they attempt to unravel a conspiracy in a new galaxy involving a mysterious pet project orchestrated by the shadowy Megacorp. Now, the gameplay is similar to that of its predecessor, and the player controlled our main characters as they are seen in a third-person perspective. They, of course, use various weapons and gadgets to defeat enemies and solve puzzles while exploring planets, completing platforming sections and mini-games, and progressing through the story. Now, the game features many improvements over its predecessor, such as the aesthetics, and introduces many new gameplay aspects, such as weapon upgrading. Now, the game was released roughly a year after its predecessor and received critical acclaim, and has frequently been listed as one of the best PS2 games. Most critics felt the game was superior to its predecessor and praised the graphics, gameplay, story, characterization, and sound. Some criticized its unforgiving difficulty in minigames. Well, sure, it does have a little bit of tough spots and what have you, but overall, it's still pretty fun and what have you. Well, here's how the story starts out. After saving the Solana Galaxy from the minutes of Chairman Drake in the end of the first game, Ratchet and Clank become celebrities, though their lives remain otherwise uneventful. After giving an interview for the Holovision show Behind the Hero, the pair suddenly find themselves teleported into a spaceship sent by Abercrombie Fizzwidget, voiced by Jim Ward, who once again voices Captain Quark, but you'll see him later on. He's the founder and CEO of Megacorp, the Bogon Galaxy's largest maker of consumer goods and electronics, who requests Ratchet's help to recover a stolen biological experiment from a masked thief while offering Clank employment in the company. Both of whom agreed to the opportunities offered. Upon completing an extensive training regiment en route to the galaxy. Ratchet is tasked with traveling to a flying laboratory on planet Uranus, where the experiment was last seen, but before he can retrieve it, the thief manages to escape with it. Reporting back to Fizzwidget, Ratchet soon begins pursuing the thief, only to receive a video message showing that the culprit has captured Clank in an attempt to deter Ratchet from his mission. However, he soon saves Clank and then pursues the thieves, as they are dealing with mercenaries hired from Thugs for Less to protect the thief. And then soon they'll go on to numerous other places and and get the experiment and give it to Fizzwidget, who accidentally maroons the duo in a network of caves on Tabora. And then and that's where they meet the thief, who apparently turns out to be a female Lombax, Angela Cross. Voiced by Katsushi, who I think you know that person best for voicing numerous characters like Linka on Captain Planet, Fifi LaFume and Little Sneezer from Tiny Toon Adventures. Let's see. Of course, Phil and Lil and their mother on Rugrats, and a lot of others who used to work for Megacorp as a scientist. And soon they learned that the mysterious thing that they thought she was at was game was known as the Proto Pit. Now, as for the rest of the gang, now as for the rest of the story, I will not give you the rest. You will have to play the game if you haven't already. Anyway, I will say that this game does provide a lot to offer and what have you. Now, of course, like the first game, your currency is bolts. Once you defeat enemies and break in crates, which also contains some ammo you can also get from Gadgetron vendors. There you can also get new weapons. There's 4 types of maxi games or mini games. Those include arena battles, which are the pretty good ones and what have you. Spherical world battles, hoverbike races, and space races or battles. Which those are kind of the more tricky ones. Well, the space battles are pretty good and what have you. Races are a wee bit tough, and hoverbike races can be tricky and pretty much thumb burning and what have you. Now, like its predecessor, as you complete the game, you may enter a challenge mode, which is more difficult, but the player starts with the weapons and health that they have when they finish the game for the first time, and additional weapon upgrades are also unlocked. Now, the game introduces us to numerous weapons like the Blitz gun, the Bouncer, and the Lava gun. Each weapon has a growth bar, which increases when the weapon is used to defeat enemies. You still get to use your trusty Omni Wrench. The weapon is upgraded once the bar is filled, increasing its power and changing the design of it. Certain devices from the first game make a return, such as the Swing Shot, while others are new to going Commando. Now, as with weapons, Ratchet gains experience this time with each enemy he defeats. When Ratchet's experience bar fills, he gains a new level of nanotech. This awards him additional health bubbles up to a maximum of 80 can be obtained. Ratchet's health can also be increased by finding nanotech upgrades. I can get just about all of them except one. And this game also introduces us to armor vendors, which are able to provide up to 4 additional levels of protection. Now here, let me show you a little sample. Now here's a little freeze frame I found online. This is Ratchet using the Blitz gun. Now you can see at the weapon used and the bolt count. So now you see that. Anyway, from what I've seen of this, I really enjoyed it for what it had to offer. This was a big step up from its predecessor and what have you. Everything that the first game did, this game does better, and the tweaks and additions just push it further over the top. And believe me, I find this to be just another good sequel and what have you. I mean, ever since Insomniac had released Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage for the PlayStation. Nevertheless, I really think this is absolutely an incredible adventure game. Anyway, as of June 2007, the game sold almost 3 million copies worldwide. So apparently, I really got to enjoy this game for what it had to offer. You only get to face maybe a few bosses and what have you, but oh yeah, there are some other things you can get along, other items you can get, including the gravity boots, magnet boots, excuse me, that can help you get through things and what have you. Oh yeah, and once you beat a boss in the Gadgetron store area on this on the oh dear, hang on a second. Well, it's on one of the planets and what have you. And you'll have to come back and face this weird monster and what have you. This boss is just so frustrating, especially when he tries to eat you after it takes a few hits and what have you. But anyway, even so, if you do beat that, you get the box breaker, which, believe me, once you'll upgrade your wrench and you can smash it anywhere you want to break anything. Yeah. Also, when you beat the game, you get the bolt multiplier. It'll multiply the amount of bolts you get. The more you get it hit, destroy enemies, the more it will fill up. But word of warning, one hit from a bay, it goes back to the start. Which that's a big negative I have. But, well, this is what they want to do, then so be it. Overall, I think Ratchet Clank Going Commando had such a fine while saying and what have you, with a whole lot of fun and excitement. If you've never actually played this game, then this game I would recommend. If you like the first Ratchet and Clank game, then I think you'll like this a whole lot more. After this, there will be another game, a third game, that would be Up Your Arsenal, which I will be reviewing the next month. So overall, this is a definite recommendation from me to you. If you've never played Ratchet and Clank Going Commando, then you gotta check out. If you find it on PlayStation 2, get it. If you have a PlayStation 3, no problem. It's also on the Ratchet and Clank collection, which I actually have since I sold all my PlayStation 2 games except for some which weren't in their original cases. But anyway, Ratchet and Clank Going Commando, it's still good as I remembered. I'm glad I got to enjoy for what it had to offer. Oh yeah, there was one other thing I forgot to mention. You can get raritanium. That's a little bit of substance you can get to, well, fix up your ship and what have you for space battles. You can get more powerful weapons, more advanced shielding, and all sorts of stuff by the mysterious Slim Cognito, who you will encounter along the way. You can also use it to upgrade some of your weapons to use shock or acid powered and what have you, which you can use with the platinum bolts you get along the way as well. If you can try to locate as many of those as you can. Trust me. Anyway, that's going to do it. Ratchet and Clank Going Commando, give it a go. If you like this game, tell me what you thought about it in the comment section below. And if you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you a review of Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, check out these other Ratchet and Clank vids I've done. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of the first game. The upper right-hand corner is my review of the Ratchet and Clank movie, which I know didn't do so well, but I consider to be an underrated gem of an anime feature. Or if you would like another Sony game, go to the bottom left hand corner and see my review of Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus, which I will be reviewing its two sequels later in the week. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying see ya.